Hello once again. My name is Benjamin Oladako Aregoshala. I greet you in whatever part of the world you are. And we started a series in the last video on Am I stupid? It's a rhetorical question sort of, and I know a lot of people will be wondering, what is stupidity having to do with leadership, with personal development? But we are just going to be looking at that acronym and putting a new light into it. And then yesterday in the last video we started with the word strategic. S stands for strategic. Now, yesterday we got to know that when you are talking about strategy, you are talking about your long-term goal and how you are planning to achieve them. And being a strategic person means that you have goals, you have growth plan, you have plans on the things that you want to achieve in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years. And you now have a path through which you want to achieve them. Today we are going to be talking about tactics. Now, tactics are specific action or steps you undertake to accomplish your strategy. Now, you have a strategy, a long-term goal. You have a growth plan, you have a development plan, personal development plan, whichever plan you have those goals and you have your plan to achieve them. It is not enough that you have this plan to achieve them. You still have to break them down into series of steps. Tactics is a conceptual action or series of actions with the aim of achieving a short-term goal. These actions can be implemented as one or more specific tasks. So, commonly in business, in the military, in sports also, we use the word strategy, we use the word tactics much more often. And that is why we need to apply it to our lives, because we see that these organizations are thriving because they have strategy and they have tactics. So you also must be a tactical person. A tactical person is someone who is good at planning tactics. The specific meaning of your means of accomplishing your goal. Your strategy is the overall plan that you have. Then the tactics are the small steps, the steps you take in achieving the strategy. And someone who is skilled in tactics, we call them tactician. That's why for footballers we have the lead tactician, the tactician. I know, for example, in boxing, you study your opponent, your coach, who's or your trainer who is behind the scene or who is watching you from the sideline. Study your opponent and knows the way the opponent moves in the square ring. He knows how he takes his punches. Sometimes it might just be 2 short punches and 1 long one. It might just be 2 short punches and a right hook. So when you understand what your opponents are doing, you'll be able to. When you understand what your opponent is doing, you'll be able to counter it with your own tactics. Your strategy is for you to win the competition, you win the match. Then you now have to take the little steps. For those little steps that is aim at it. Now you can be a skilled strategist, but not a good tactician. You can see the whole picture, and in most cases, that's what the companies do. They see the whole picture, they now place it in the hand of the operational leaders. They put it in the hand of the tactical leaders, so that they will be the ones that now break it down into concrete steps, which with shorter time span that will enable them to achieve the goal of the company. So having a tactical mindset means you are not living in fear. You are always prepared, because we know that we have so much uncertainty. You now know that whatever it needs for you to achieve your strategy, you now break it down, and whatever comes, it's easy for you to tweak your tactics than to tweak your strategy. Your strategy is more, you change your strategy in a much more slower dimension than your tactics. So you have your strategy. What are the tactics you have to achieving the strategy that you have in mind? My name is Benjamin Oladako. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell. Thank you.